Ah, you just hang on. I've got a maple stave, sugar maple. My next video will be a bow video, but you know, seriously, folks, a lot of the people that watch my videos are very in tune with what's going on in the world. You know, we are in this global fight or flight mode. EDCs, learning to hunt with primitive equipment, knowing how to start fires. You know, in the past 30 years, I'd say that now, more than any time, let me adjust this so that thing isn't in the view. It's so important that we become as self-sufficient as possible. And part of that is our EDC kits, which should include a two-wheel vehicle. And when you think about what would be the perfect apocalypse bike, you know, a dual purpose 250, a KLR 650, you know, an adventure bike, whatever. But they all are compromises in some way. I'm basing mine on this over my TS125 motocross project, my TC100, nice little dual purpose, or my poor Honda CB125S, which just is not in the running whatsoever. It doesn't check any of the boxes, aside from gas mileage. But you need to consider, with a motorcycle, I didn't have this here, but top speed. It's nice to have a bike that can go beyond 90 miles an hour. But anyway, engine, tires, suspension, geometry, weight, reliability plus, and I've got that plus on reliability. Beyond reliability, are you able to work on it yourself? Are you able to be your own mechanic? I draw the line at 90 miles an hour because I am my own mechanic and I don't want to be into triple digits. I'd make that much more of a smear on the highway. But anyway, I'm going to go through these, and unfortunately I didn't list these in order of engine, tire, suspension. It's kind of mixed around. But again, the engine on this, it's the heart of a dirt bike. You're a KLR 650 fan. Well, that's the exact same engine, except the street version has a CDI, whereas the XT500, which was a great dual-purpose thumper, single cylinder, lots of torque, or the TT500, which was more off-road, they had the points and the condensers. This has the CDI. That's the only difference. That mill, that 498cc, high torque, reasonable horsepower engine, has the heart of an off-road bike. A lot of torque. I've trail ridden this bike. I've climbed hills on this bike. You know, it's lacking in tire, suspension. That's about it. You know, it checks the boxes for engine, geometry. Change that a little bit. Weight, I cut everything off possible. And keep in mind, a lot of these adventure bikes, the Paris to Dakar racers, are possibly even heavier than this. I cut everything off I didn't need. So it's about 320 pounds dry. But anyway, suspension, progressive fork springs. It's easy to do. Just changing the springs to progressive, upgrading my front suspension, because I know when I'm riding on gravel back roads that are really bumpy, choppy, you know, washboard, that suspension stinks. But I can upgrade it. Better fork springs, and fiddle around with the oil level in there for dampening. No big deal. I can do that, you know, in an hour or two. Fork brace. And with a fork brace to stiffen up those forks, I can raise the front fender a little bit by just mounting the fender on top of the fork brace. No big deal. New air and breather filters. Big deal. And I don't need to rejet it. Typically, the air box, the air filter system, it's a little choky on these things, so when you add the easy to breathe K&N, you need to rejet it. But I've got no dead spots in this whatsoever. It's a great running, strong running bike. And so I fix it if it ain't broken. Start using straight 50 weight. These engines run a little on the hot side. They do, not bad, but the 50 weight, just straight 50 weight, will give you more cling. And so, you know, that's why I'm going to go for it. Little trivia. Another bit of trivia, the SR400, another road bike, 400 cc's, there and abouts, SR500 and SR500 Plus. I'll get into that. All the same engines. The only difference is the is the crank and the connecting rods. The SR400 uses that engine, but it's got a shorter stroke. The SR500 Plus just means I can get a kit that has a new crankshaft and a new connecting rod to give this more stroke. Not a great increase in horsepower or top speed, but more torque, which I don't need. It's got enough. I can spend my money in better ways. New sprocket set. I'm going to keep the 16 tooth front on there. The gearing is fine. It's good trail riding, minus the suspension. It's good on the road. Goes fast enough. So I'm also going to switch it with an O-ring chain for less maintenance. Better off-road handlebars. If you're a dirt biker, you know that they are different than this road bike. You know, the road bike a little narrower, a little curvier. Easy fix. New set of handlebars. Straighter, a little wider for more leverage off-road. Upgrade to rear shocks. These stink. They stink. It's a trials and tribulations riding on choppy dirt roads, also because of the rear shocks, which I cut the springs to slam it for looks. It didn't help anything whatsoever. It just looks cooler. But I'll upgrade to rear shocks and better tires. Now there's a whole world of adventure bike tires out there. They're good in sand. I'm going to go with dual sport Schenkel 705s. $160 for a set. Will allow me to ride in sand better. There's a lot of sand up here, including beaches. They're good on the road, they're good on gravel, they're good on dirt. Adventure bike tires, easy fix. Make sure the toolkit and tube patch kit is complete. I used to be good. I've repaired this thing at night when it's broken down, when I've had flat tires. Whatever, I can do that. And make sure the EDC kit is complete. Toolkit on the right, saddlebag, EDC kit on the left. And then, of course, inspect, tighten, replace, and lube. And again, you know, you can look around at the change that's happening. And people don't seem to realize that doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results is insane. But that's what we're seeing. And that, my friends, is why I'm pushing the idea that you construct, buy your own adventure style bike, you know, and it's variations on the theme, your location, your topography, what you intend for it. Also keep in mind, it's all preparation. You know, the more preparation you have, the better off, and that includes, as best as possible, living in an area that won't require you to like run for the hills. You can look at it. This is interesting. This is an interesting thing, and I see it up here. I used to believe that this area on the west side of Michigan, along Lake Michigan, be safe. You know, it's kind of a conservative place. People are normal and respectable. Sorry to step on your toes. But because this is a magnet for the ultra wealthy, not somebody that was just owned a car lot or something like that, but the ultra wealthy, it's getting a little sketchy and weird. And plus, a lot of these people, it's just obnoxious. They move here. I just moved here from LA, and they've got these dogs that just bark constantly. You know, it's little things like that. You move to a rural area, you move to the UP, you have no clue on what kind of neighbors you're going to have. And that's why my wife's idea was to move to a set community that's not a target for the super wealthy and the strange people amongst us. Just a tight-knit little community, because the devil you know is better than the devil you don't know. And that's ironic, because it's like the world is becoming sinister. There's like a darkness coming over it, like Sauron or whatever that thing is. It's a little set community. It's not a target. Neighbors know each other. One of the lowest crime rates in the entire U.S. is where we're moving to. Look it up on the internet. The lowest crime rate in the U.S. You know, it's a wonderful place. But yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna go and mow the lawn. Then I'm gonna get that maple stave and begin a bow. But definitely, folks and folkettes, if you don't have one yet, you need to get a motorcycle that's good on the road and good on off-road. Just saying. Have a good one. Thank you for watching.